All right, so now we're moving on to what men look for in women, okay? The number one thing that men look for in women is big booty and tits.
Is that top of the list?
That's top of the list, man.
Top of the list.
That's top of the list.
What list are you using?
Yeah, Google's really spitting out.
I reckon you made up your own list for this one.
No, I swear.
Men look for big booty.
I think
What
that's-
websites you going on?
I think
bro?
it's quite vulgar, to be honest. Do you want to dive in, Bailey?
Yeah, so
What do you think, Bailey? Start us off, please.
I think it's facts.
You think it's facts?
Hey, drop the mic.
Yeah, I think you can't
End of the
deny it.
episode. Nah, I mean, like that language is a bit vulgar, I think. But
I agree.
Sorry, Shakespeare.
I think that the concept is
Thou
facts.
bosoms.
Yeah, I think like if you're a guy and you're saying no, that's not me, cap. Like we're wired to be visual. It's been since the dawn of time. This is the way we're wired. Guys go after girls that are appealing to the eye. So I think it's 100% true, and I think I don't want to be that guy that says it's the most important because it's not long term. But I think it is a very critical factor for every guy on whether they entertain a girl.
So what if the
for
girl
a
had-
potential relationship, right? So the thing where the concept where like as soon as a guy meets a girl, within the first 5 seconds they made a decision on whether they're wife material, girlfriend material, friend zone, or they're just not interested at all.
Yeah.
What about wife material?
Yeah, girlfriend, wife material. I think long-term relationship potential, right?
Yep.
I think you
5
kind of make that
seconds.
judgment pretty quickly.
Wow.
I don't know about 5 seconds, but that's kind of what the statistic
Okay.
is. So
5 seconds for Bailey. Interesting.
yeah,
That's all he needs.
That's all you need, brother. 5
yeah.
seconds is a
So
long time to
I would agree. I think there's a level to where like, there's all the other factors are massive, but I think the looks is a big part on whether you are even interested or not. I think straight away. So that's my opinion.
I think this gets a bad rap because realistically, a lot of people don't want to say it, but what Bailey's saying is true. And I want to go further with it. So I think when you first see someone, you are initially attracted to their appearance. Okay? The first thing you see, they haven't spoken, you've got no vibe, you are instantly either attracted to their appearance or not. Then what keeps you there is their personality and their characteristics. So I think, unfortunately, it is a big play. It is a big play. It creates the initial attraction, maybe even attraction enough for you to pursue someone or be allowed being pursued, right? So big booty and tits, obviously, as we said, is quite vulgar. I don't think it's the be or end all. I don't think it's the end of the world, and I don't think it's the most important thing. But I do think it is important because I think you do have to be, physically attracted to your partner.
Look, with that statement, I think that there is some truth in it. I think overall attractiveness is very important. I think that sometimes, especially in the Christian faith, I think it gets downplayed slightly. I believe that in order for you to be attracted to someone, you want to be attracted to many traits about the person. And I think seeing someone that looks like they take care of themselves is an overall, it gives you an overall sense of comfort that this person, wants to grow in life. So I think that attraction definitely is important. I think that obviously viewing someone that takes care of their appearance means that they're a hard worker inherently. Big booty and tits, quotations. Look, I mean, yeah, guys are visual creatures. We can't help that, as you just said.
But it's so broad.
I think we're referring to like looks in general. Like
Looks
the,
in
the
general.
big part of it, that's not
I agree.
important.
It's
I
so
think
broad.
Athletic physique, like the size is not part of it. I think it's just
Correct.
physical attraction what we're drawing to.
How long's a piece of string?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
what's
yeah.
a big
Like face,
booty?
I think face, like physical attraction,
Yeah.
face, that all ties into it as
And
well.
you can't help it. It's like when you say, for example, like you meet a group of people, you can't help who you're attracted to. So the one, or however many you are in the context, let's say you're attracted to one in a group of 5, you can't help that. It's like a chemistry urge.
It's like
from,
subconscious.
It's subconscious, and I think there's nothing wrong with being attracted to someone based on they're beautiful.
Yeah.
And as I said before, like I do think that people should definitely pay attention to how they look because, as you said, Bailey, like it's the first thing someone notices. But then obviously looks can also be deceiving. Okay, so we're on to the next bullet point here. So something else that men look for in women is a woman that's respectful. Yes, no?
100% agree.
100%.
100,000%.
That's like that should almost be
I
like
think,
top of
I
the
think that
list.
should be it.
That's a deal breaker for me. I think
Wait,
respect.
if she's respectful, it's a deal breaker.
if she's not or if she is. Like she needs to be respectful.
Oh.
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
She respects me. Get out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because I think so. What I've learned is that women and men look for sort of like two primary characteristics amongst what we've told you guys today, and a massive one that women look for in men is love, and men look for in women is respect. So it's like if you're a woman watching this,
100%.
like how you feel loved by a man is how a man feels respected by you. It's the same feeling, and I think that's obviously due to polarity and due to obviously like our inherent roles as male and female.
Agree.
Yeah, I agree. And this comes back to, briefly what we talked about before, whether a girl makes more or less than a guy, as long as she has that respect, as long as you feel valued and have that respect, I think you guys can get through everything. I think it's so pivotal.
Yep.
Respect is, and it goes both ways. I know we're not talking about that, but it goes both ways. I think in a relationship, having mutual respect, if you have that, then you guys can, usually overcome most things.
100%. I think you guys nailed it. I think we're good.
Yeah, and just one more thing on respect. I think that, as men, we obviously want to protect and provide for the family. And I think that having a woman that respects you doesn't just like give you like this nice feeling like, oh, she appreciates me, but it also kind of symbolizes trust in your decision-making skills. So if you're a man trying to lead, your relationship or your family, I think the respect element is like, hey, Jamie made this decision, and although maybe like I don't agree fully, I respect him enough and I trust him enough to, I guess, go with what he says. Not in all cases. Obviously, I really appreciate, my partner having input. But I'm just saying, like, respect as a whole also translates into trust.
Yeah. One more thing, just adding to that, I think as soon as respect's gone in the relationship, it's on its way out. If the especially from the female side,
Correct.
if the woman in the relationship doesn't respect the man, it's only a matter of time before it's done.
Finished.
So
I agree.
without respect, there's no relationship.
agree.
I think that people sometimes forget is that being in a relationship isn't all about you. It doesn't matter what pleases you
agree.
all the time. It's not just about you anymore. Like you're literally joining forces physically, mentally,
Yeah,
spiritually
you're
with
one.
someone else. So
Yeah, I like that.
you're gonna have to you're gonna have to be willing to compromise to some degree with your partner.
100%.
And so like when you're by yourself, you have the autonomy to do, I guess, whatever you want. No one's gonna stop you. But then when you're with someone, you obviously have to show that respect to say, hey, listen, I know that like we're in a partnership now in this relationship, and I'm willing to give up a part of myself for you as an honor to our relationship. So I think
Love that.
that's a massive one.
And another thing that men look for in women, which is a big one, is a zest for life.
Oh yes.
This is
Zesty.
interesting.
Zesty.
So just
I
to
love a
explain
zesty
for
woman.
everyone,
Love a
just to
zesty.
explain for everyone, it's sort of like always looking on the positive side, looking on the bright side in life, always seeing the good in people and things around you, right? So it's almost like having that spark of positivity. That's kind of what it means by a zest for life. You know those people that you're around, they're just like always happy,
I think
always looking
every
on the
guy-
bright side.
Every guy knows.
I think,
Every guy knows.
Yeah,
that.
I 100% agree with that one. So
I agree as well. I think that I've seen it. I've seen it more with younger when I was younger, or with younger girls in general. But they have the youthful, like the such a positive outlook on life. Their dreams can be accomplished. Everything's like so bright and happy and positive, and it just brings you up. It just makes you happy. They're a ball of fun and sunshine, and they make you want to spend time with them. They make you happy when you're with them. They bring you up, and I think if someone can have that characteristic to really just from their aura, from their vibe, to make you feel good and happy, and I think that's so amazing. I think it's powerful.
Yeah. I think energy is contagious. So I think women need to understand that, like, as guys, we have like a more difficult life in many ways. We have to. I'm not saying women don't as well, but I'm saying in general, like in a relationship, in a family, guys definitely, a lot of the time are out working and have a big responsibility for the family. So I think having a woman that has that zest for life and that really good energy can sort of like, the guy comes home, he's had like a really tough day at work, everything's gone wrong. For example, me, I run a business, so like everything happens in one day, like everything can change in the blink of an eye. So I would love, for my partner to have that sort of happiness that when I'm around them, no matter what mood I'm in, if it's serious, if it's like, if there's been troubles in my work life, for example, I can come home to a positive woman that's going to uplift me and allow me to have energy for the next day to keep going, And I think that, like, as you say, Chris, I have definitely noticed that like the more youthful girls carry that a lot more. But don't forget, like, when you're around someone, whether it's positive or negative, whatever energy they carry rubs off onto you. So if you're with a woman that's always like pessimistic about something, oh nah, you know, like you can't do that, or like, you know, you're dreaming too big, then I don't want that. What I want that. I want a woman that's going to elevate me, to help me achieve the dreams that I have for myself and my family. And I want her to make sure that she's, you know, contributing to that in a positive way.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think for me, I'm like that as well. I'm someone, everyone who knows me knows I'm always looking on the bright side. And I get that from my family as well. So for me, as someone who's never, ever looking at the positive, always looking at a way to you know, see the positive in life, look at the bright side of a situation, I think I would be so triggered if I was with someone that was always on the flip side of that. So that it's an absolute deal breaker for me. I think, and life's long. If you're going to spend, think about how many hours you spend with your partner who you choose for life. You want to be
40, 50
always,
years, maybe.
and everything's perspective, right? If someone's always looking on the bright side, life's going to be beautiful. If you're always looking on the negative, it's going to be negative. So I think that's a big one as well.
We're not saying don't be risk adverse. We're just saying that like have that like positive element of like looking on the bright side, or
even
seeing
in people,
the good,
seeing the good in people,
especially
So
in a relationship.
We all agree.
Yeah.
We like that one.
Yeah, but also like, say if there's conflict, right? There have been times in my past where I've been, you know, in some sort of conflict with the person that I'm seeing, and I remember vividly there have been moments where, you know, she wouldn't sort of like give me the benefit of the doubt. She wouldn't see that like, okay, maybe Jamie like did one thing wrong, but and actually you taught me this, Chris. I remember you and I once spoke about it a couple of years back, and you said like it's very important for, you know, both partners to see the good in both of them. So when conflict arises, as it naturally will, you're not just going to have this lens of like, oh, everything they do is wrong. You're going to have that positive outlook on, hey, you know what, we're in conflict, but my positivity and my, you know, my love for this person outweighs the thing that they've done.
Facts.
Yeah, I agree.